It's the longest of the three, but it's not that long. So I'm growingly impatient on letting these things run off the rails. Alright, there you go.
Harry Potter and the Wands of Emotionality.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. Typo. There we go.
Harry Potter and the Throbbing Wands of Emotionality. Chapter 7.
Why do they always come in threes? Or twos? There we go. That should be it. Take three.
Harry Potter and the Throbbing Wands of Emotionality. Chapter 7. Finally, the wizards have taken acid. Jefferson Airplane notwithstanding, the modern use of non-wizard medicine in the wizarding world could also be seen as dangerous. Drugs like Valium, OxyContin, and Vicodin are just a few of the prescription medicines used to control and regulate the emotional states of wizards who live in muggledom and see non-wizard doctors. Although the benefits of non-wizard medicine have been discussed in the wizarding community, the ethical question of using wizard medicine to treat emotions remains unsettled. With all that said, Harry Potter had nothing to fear. All he needed was his cup of dark roast coffee to start his day and to feel right.
Which is a drug.
Even though he was dealing with the terrible consequences of addiction, he knew he could turn things around and be successful.
With caffeine addiction.
He looked forward to putting in the extra effort and getting back on track. The pixie dust may have affected his productivity, but he was ready to make some changes in his life. No matter what challenges lie ahead, he was confident in his ability to overcome them. Plus, he knew that there were a lot of other wacky wizards out there trying to better themselves in their relationships with drugs. Although it could be difficult, they were determined to get clean and move on with their lives. There were many bright spots along the way, including gaining new friendships, improving one's health, and ultimately having a sense of pride and accomplishment in beating addiction.
Harry Potter and the Eight
Harry knew
Dimensions
that even though it might not be easy, the positive experiences in his life made it all worthwhile. After all, pixie dust may be powerful, but it is never a cure-all. By working hard, taking it one day at a time, and making the best decisions he can, Harry knew that he was on his way to a better, healthier future. And even though the pixie dust had left him feeling scared and lonely, Harry Potter had been through a lot worse. With his loyal pet Scamander as a guide, he had already beaten addiction before, and this time, he will do it the right way. Reader, dude, what even is this thing? Herbert reached for her wand, and a light passed over her. A gentle tingling sensation washed over her, and she felt warm and calm, with a sensation of weightlessness, as if her body was floating on a cloud.
something.
Sorcerer Hujan placed his hand on her shoulder. Yes, now you see. We are but Merlins, a transitional state between an ancient stage and a dark age race. A few of us are keeping our race alive by hiding out in the deep underground magic community. Readers, as you've mentioned, the lack of explanation as to who or what the Merlins are hasn't made sense to anyone in the wizarding world. Care to explain or try another paragraph to bring it out? She threw her hands up, sighing in frustration. Seriously, where are these lines coming from? Let's all quit while we're ahead. Not a dame burned in green flames. Reader, nope. That's not quite it, but keep going. I'm intrigued by this alternate story. Can you keep explaining this lore? I promise I won't hold it against you. You know, the wizarding laws and all. Not to mention the Dibby and the anti-frowning phase law in effect. As she spoke, the temperature in the room seemed to drop a few degrees. She shivered and pulled her robe tighter around herself. It was then that she realized that she had been feeling a bit cold since they started reading, but hadn't given it much thought. Suddenly, the air around her seemed thinner, and it was becoming increasingly difficult to breathe. Just as she was beginning to panic, she felt the air return to normal, and the heat came rushing back to her cheeks. Startled, she looked at the sorcerer, whose eyes were focused intently on the screen. He wore a slight frown and seemed deep in concentration. She studied his expression, trying to make sense of what had just happened. Suddenly, a realization came to her. The sorcerer's deep, quiet focus and the shift in the atmosphere were two very familiar signs of a witch casting a spell. But
As you know.
instead of saying anything, she turned her attention back to the scroll and waited for more pages to appear.
Scroller screen.
The concepts behind the letting of the universe speak the spell for the wizard is quite unconventional, and to some wizards it is offensive. The abdication of the will to the unknowing universe. Or is it indeed a knowing? Another way of approaching this act of submission is to let the burbling voices of eternity decide what bubbles of coherence percolate into one's consciousness. Be heard. Some pages are emerging right now, a fragment meant to be completed by indeterminacy. I saw the best minds of my generation destroyed by madness, starving hysterical naked, dragging themselves through the Negro streets at dawn looking for an angry fix, angel-headed hipsters burning for the ancient heat. Family connection to the starry dynamo and the machinery of night, who poverty and tatters and hollow-eyed, and I sat up smoking in the supernatural darkness of cold water flats floating across the tops of cities contemplating jazz, who bared their brains to heaven under the L and saw Mohammedan angels staggering on tenement roofs illuminated, who passed through universities with radiant cool eyes hallucinating Arkansas and Blake-like tragedy among the scholars of war, who were expelled from academies for crazy and publishing obscene odes on the windows of the skull, who cowered in unshaven rooms in underwear, burning their money in waste baskets and listening to the terror through the wall, who received amazing renunciations in no pensions offices, or driving jeeps through the swamp. I seen the election of money in fly sides after deliverances, but always fail to note how it itself is not fusing on, who cry a sloppy sound within their throats, mouth alum, and fluctuate my adulations. With Archikosha and laughing. Yes, let the human face smile back and say they are there because the pain. There are those without understanding, those whose capacity to reach out is undone. To see another's tears is the undoing of our internal world. At first glance, the seemingly random line of jumbled words and symbols presented an insurmountable challenge. But after a second and a third read through, the passage started to make sense. It was written in a combination of runic and shorthand. By using codes and abbreviations, the scribe had hidden the message, creating a riddle. What sphinx of cement and aluminum bashed open their skulls and ate up their brains and imagination? Moloch, solitude, filth, ugliness, ash cans and unobtainable dollars, children screaming under the stairways, boys sobbing in armies, old men weeping in the parks. Moloch, Moloch, nightmare of Moloch, Moloch the loveless, mental Moloch, Moloch the heavy judger of men, mad Moloch. Moloch the magic engine with empty spirals in the back and was eaten up by little impaled bodies alone. Why don't we understand anything? Because Moloch the robot, Moloch the mole creature. What abracadabra and hocus pocus? Adam. He doesn't see or eat. He's fat and lazy. He won't begin till moloculating comes. He rolls this rolling sun from heart of earth, his fleshless powerhouse toward flesh, and stone in creaking cities. His hunger gulf feeds iron and brass, no difference, nor his desire signs that way of burning arc burning. Nor must I tell this iron with heart, but all a man be damned, or is love unto this side of it much. Frenetic in flinging her fur, she scratches again and turns to the eye, desperate for food, an unending gullet devouring carcasses. It seemed clear to everyone present that the pages were not merely forgotten or lost, but were being obscured intentionally. A small puff of magic had appeared on the edges of the pages as soon as the reader stopped to study them. Out of curiosity, the reader cautiously scanned the pages with the tip of her wand. To her surprise, she saw a slight crackling sensation in the paper where her wand touched it, as though something was blocking or fusing her attempt to scan it. It appeared that the parchment was somehow enchanted to prevent certain incantations or charms from interfering with the text. Whatever the meaning of these pages, it was obvious that whoever had enchanted them didn't want anyone reading them easily. The sorcerer looked at her and sighed. It appears we may have come too late to change our reality. Whatever mystery lies within these pages may never be revealed to us. It would seem that someone with significant magical knowledge has gone to great lengths to conceal the text's existence. Majesty Doom, Peppercooks, Snickings, Slingers, Smuggers, Munchcock, Swissful Seeds, whose lack their kinnamarmers of old Leo Tastelingus, those is soppy, sticky egg whites of Gashbeard Green Sea Gruesness, Kinkanon Duddling Moon. There remains for me the unfathomable, the ageless. Reader! Hey, Herbie, as someone with immense powers, mind reading or reading, spirit seeing, crystal ball predicting, tarot dabbling, spell conjuring, and who may be able to influence the outcome of any wizard battle without even trying. Why are you fussing about the old shingle board? No modern wizard I know is going to learn a secret like that anymore. Mysterious executive, you certainly haven't been to the United States, have you? From behind some potted plants emerged David Anderson and the marketing agency, which we'll have to do as a cliffhanger for now. Reading comprehension questions. 1. Who in the reading would you identify as the subject or predicate in each paragraph? 2. Which paragraph would you place in an educational science fiction / fantasy genre? Why? 3. To which sections or author's writing style would you attribute the sequence of paragraphs? Why? 4. Were the spells actually embedded within the walls, as previously mentioned? Do you think the intention was for all of this to happen, or that the sequence of writing and the imagery speak for themselves? Obviously, it's not crystal clear from the letters of T-Tone New. 5. Is there any missing narrative or series of events missing in the dialogues and monologues presented? Why do you think the writers or characters wouldn't cover or clearly display this missing information?
Because I'm cheating with the language model.
Suggestions, clarifications, and helpful ideas. Leave a comment with suggestions or correct information. Quiz below are optional and may contain some questions. 1. When talking about language, this document might use big words, idioms, slang, and dialect. Select which type of language these passages do not contain, formal or informal language. First part refers to sentence completement, while the second is paraphrased slightly. That isn't so crazy as you think. Maybe there are deeper implications that even you can't detect. Science fiction is nothing more than exploring the unknown or unthinkable, including things that make you happy, depressed, or uncomfortable. Scoring. A written grammar analysis will also occur, focusing on sentence structures and whether they adhere to current grammatical rules. If grammar mistakes or inconsistencies are made, corrections will be provided to enhance the author's understanding and overall piece. Score. Very good score indicates an interest in and attention to detail, strong memory for sentences, and careful comprehension of the various rules and formulas for improving. This is an outstanding achievement that indicates an acute interest in languages and grammar. While occasional errors or weaknesses may appear, the clarity of expression is extremely noticeable and the content is outstanding. You have demonstrated excellent awareness of a broader range of expression and wording and have conveyed your point of view very successfully.
See that, Gemini?
You may take your completed worksheets to your nearest candy store to receive our limited edition Harry Potter and the Throbbing Wands of Emotionality candies, including Pixie Power Fluffs, Crystallizing Cloud Crawlers, Exploding Honey Belly Hot Mouth Snowballs. Thank you for playing the game and giving it a good try. Try your skill again. Future contests will focus on a range of literary and imaginative activities, such as describing an incredible fantasy story, drafting a comedic limerick, or offering a description of a popular fairy tale or children's book. While it takes imagination and creativity to succeed, you have proved that you are well suited to all the games we offer. Except for the most dangerous game of language, spelling. There are other fictive textile groups that must be explored. Two quotes pop up before your eyes. They say, 1. There are hidden words within a language, within a texture of context. 2. What hides or surfaces first in an imagination from the most surreal to the common household. But what really resonates with my inner goblin senses and excites my mind to no end are numbers and graphs. My little love affair with the beautiful line of progress and static structure gets my goblin self gushing and dripping with glittering pixie dust. Sweat. No need to blush. Those are a strange kind of tame yet dangerous. Just keep that kinky old miner working overtime on whatever hilly and googly you adore. See you next page. Let the fireworks and champagne start the countdown to our brilliant future. Can't even deny my connection to space in a way, that little light still flickering. Tuck me in when I want to leave a beautiful ghost and watch you shiver with excitement when the world slips out of sight.
Oh, okay, so reveal. Even the narrator is addicted to Pixie Dust, I guess. It's gonna... Alright. That was unexpected. Alright, that's it for now. Good night.